Okay, so first you're going to need a tumbler of any style. And this is the one I ordered from Amazon. It does come with the top and 2 different kinds of straws and the straw scrubber. And you're going to need a small piece of foam. I did not cut this. This was already cut to size. So all I'm going to be doing is just hammering it down with my hand only halfway because you don't want the foam to fall apart on you. And you can get these at anywhere like Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Walmart, the dollar stores. So here I was already messing around with how I wanted to place my items. And my best option is for me to put my heart on the edgest wall of my square. And here I'm just measuring out my sticks where I want them to get placed so they can go right into my cup and not be sticking outside of my foam. So here I'm just going to be using some tape. You can also use hot glue. And it's important to measure where your sticks are going to go in these type of arrangements because your little hole you're working with is really small and you don't want these sticks to come sticking out of the cup. This is what I was talking about, making sure that the sticks are going to go right into our cup and not be sticking outside. And here when you're going to go place this down, I'm going to make sure I go all the way down and dent a little bit into my foam to make sure everything stays in place. I bought this candy heart from Walmart, and when I saw it, I knew I had to use it because it's so funny and cute at the same time. And I knew I needed it to add to my husband's Valentine's Day gift. I'm going to be using an old hat my husband had here laying around because I did order him one, but it's not going to get here on time for me to have done this video and give to him for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to improvise. If you get a new hat, it should already come with a little piece of cardboard inside, but since mine didn't, I just cut a little piece of cardboard I had laying around and I already attached my wooden sticks to my hat. And now I'm just going to be putting it at a slight angle, a little bit above my heart. And 2 sticks should be enough to hold the weight. Just make sure you tape those 2 sticks together so they don't move anywhere. This would have looked a lot better if I would have had my brand new hat that I ordered. But I'm going to make it work with what I have. So now here I'm just going to attach a small little piece of tape from the heart to my hat to make sure it doesn't move around. Now that we're done with the most tedious part, I'm going to start adding in my soda. And I was able to fit a full-size drink on here. I'm just going to be using some hot glue to make sure it stays in place. And make sure inside that cup, if you are going to be recreating something like this, you do put weight in the cup. You don't have to. I didn't. That's why I made sure I put the big heart in one corner and the drink on the other side to evenly distribute the weight. But I do recommend you put something inside in case you're going to give this to someone you don't want it to fall. So now I went ahead and picked up this little toy machine that I got from Walmart. And I'm just going to hot glue it to the way top of my heart. If you go onto Amazon, they do have several different cup designs. So if your husband, boyfriend, or anybody's into a different type of brand, job, or hobby. And I like this arrangement because it doesn't require any flowers. I mean, you could put flowers if you wanted to, but my husband doesn't really care about that type of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and just add his favorite snacks. And I really like how I was able to fit a full-size drink onto this little arrangement. Now I'm just going to be using some hot glue to attach my candies. Normally I would have used tape, but I did run out of tape. So here I'm just going to use hot glue. And I'm just going to do one single line and then press down my stick and do one little line across to ensure that nothing falls off. The thing I like the most about candy arrangements is that they do not take long at all to make. The longest part I think is just waiting for that glue to set up or cutting all the pieces of tape and then adding to the candies. Now here comes the part where you're going to get creative, because now I'm going to start arranging my candies in the order how I want them to look. And the rules always stay the same for these type of arrangements. The tallest stuff goes towards the back. The medium height goes in the middle. And the shortest stuff goes in the front. Whatever you do to the left, you want to do to the right to give it a more pleasing look. And then it's easy if you make a mistake because you can just go ahead and remove it and place it back. But you want to do all this stuff very gently so you don't break or mess up anything. And yes, I did not realize I had put that knoppers thing backwards until the end, but I do end up fixing that. Just a little tip, be sure we're checking which angle goes up before we start gluing or taping down our stuff to the stick. Now here is where I'm going to start fixing where I put those Doritos, because I did not like where I had placed it to begin with. And I'm just going to be adding and fixing a little bit of things here. So now I'm just going to make sure I like my final details, because after this I'm going to go ahead and start adding in my little black ruffles to cover up that green foam at the bottom. And so here I was really trying to decide where I wanted to put this lid. I decided the best spot would be on top of the Doritos bag, so I just went ahead and slid the lid through the straw and placed it on the bag. I didn't use no tape or anything. And now for my final touch on this bouquet is just my balloon. Now that I'm content with the top, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start with our tissue paper. So here I'm just going to be needing 2 sheets of this black paper you can get basically anywhere. I'm cutting a little less than half because that's going to make me have 2 pieces. So here you're going to be folding it like an accordion. You're going to fold it over, flip it around, fold it over, flip it around. And then once you guys get the hang of that, you can just go ahead and use your index fingers to pull it under, fold it over, pull it under, fold it over. It's very easy. And once you're done, you're just going to open it up, make sure you like where it's going to go. And then here I did cut it in half because I did use a thicker piece. And in order for us to keep this shape, I am going to be hot gluing all the ends together. And you could let them completely dry if you want to, but just know that if you do touch it while it's drying, it is very, very hot. I'm not being perfect with the glue. I'm just making sure I put in the crevices to make sure all the pieces stick together. Now, once they've cooled, I'm going to go ahead and start measuring out where I want to place my tissue paper. And when we get to this step of the tissue paper, it's going to really be up to your preference. You can go as big or as little as you want. I went ahead and started with 2 big ones on the outer ends and then a small medium in the middle. To make sure these things stick and don't fall off, you do want to hold them down for at least 10 seconds each to ensure that glue does attach. Now here I'm showing you all again how I'm doing it. You're just going to fold it over and use your 2 index fingers to tuck it under. Then fold it over and then tuck it under. And of course, you don't want to be this extra by doing all these little shapes and designs. You can just go ahead and cut little squares or triangles and just glue them right on. So basically the whole point of this is to cover that foam block and then those sticks that are sticking out under our candies. It just gives it a more nicer look. Now I'm going to speed up the video so you guys can see me do the sides. It's going to be the same process over and over. I like this Tumbler Candy Bouquet idea because this could be used for any occasion. Birthdays, Valentine's Day, Father's Day, or just as a thank you gift. It can be catered to any personality because it's the same concept. And this is how the arrangement came out now that I'm done. I think it came out so super nice and cute. And I hope my husband really loves his Valentine's Day gift. And if you do decide to recreate something like this, I hope this video helped you and gave you some ideas to go ahead and create your own thing for your loved one. And this is how the back looks. And like always, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, click the little share button. And if you want to get notified every single time I post a new video, then go ahead and click on the little bell notification to get notified every single time I post a new video. I do have other videos and other different gift and idea arrangements, so go ahead and go check those out on my playlist.